Hi, I'm Julie and this is my garden. We're in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Took out hundreds of our trees in our backyard. But this spring what we decided to do was take some of that space that we had gained from losing the trees and turn it into a garden. It's our first time here and we've had a pretty successful year. Hey Max. We've taken up our beets already from here. This is our jalapenos and we've probably harvested 200 jalapenos from there. We've got tomatoes that have been struggling for a good part of the year, but we have gotten some. The ground was really kind of tore up and just not good soil really. When we first did our soil test we saw that we needed more lime and I didn't know what I was doing, so I just went ahead and threw in some fast acting lime to start with, and then still things were struggling, so I came in and just laid down a bunch of pulverized lime. Not sure if that was the right answer then, but since then things have been looking up. I mean, here we have some mushrooms that are growing and we're consistently getting good mushrooms, which I read is very healthy. We have a lettuce bolting there and I just planted it just to see what happens, and turns out that planting lettuce in the summertime, we got a few leaves off of it in early spring, and then the rest of it has really been too bitter to eat. But I want to just see what it does. We'll probably plant some more this fall. We've got some little lettuces growing. Again, everything's been just really trial and error this year for me, just to see what happens. Got some peppers growing here, and we've gotten a handful of peppers off of it, but not much. We got some squash plants going here, and we lost a couple squash plants because of squash beetles. But then we replanted a few new squash plants, and everything doing pretty good. We are getting squash from there. Our cucumbers were amazing for the first part of this spring and summer, and you can see I've got some cucamelons growing because I didn't know that you can't plant those watermelons right behind the cucumbers. Then we have some okra plants growing here, and they are doing well at producing. I just kind of snapped that one in this okra here, and I'm going to go get some shears and cut them off. We've got little baby tiny Tim tomatoes here that we started late in the year. Lots of flowers. Marigolds all have been coming up and doing well. I had some calendulas here that were flowering, and they haven't been flowering lately, but everything's still growing. I had started off the garden completely bare, and weeding everything consistently, and then as the summer went on I actually was reading different things and seeing where, having native plants or just weeds, so to speak, to grow in your garden actually can bring some of the nutrients up to the top. And again, we're getting mushrooms a lot now, and everything seems to be growing well, so I'm thinking this is working. I'm still pulling weeds every once in a while. If they get too close to the plants, I'll probably clean up a little of that. Here I got white acre peas going, and I got a blueberry bush here and a blueberry bush here that we actually bought, and they're doing okay. I don't know what blueberry bushes are supposed to do. I'm eating blueberries Probably about 20 or 30 of them have came off the bush so far. I've got zucchini plants all growing here. I've gotten one very small zucchini. It looks like I'm finally about to get a flower here, so maybe I'll get some more zucchinis. They've been growing okay, but yeah, just not really to the, they're not growing quick, I should say that. This is my second round of radishes that I've gotten in, and my first harvest of radishes was earlier this summer, and they were beautiful. We had great radishes for a couple weeks. Got a little bit of flower bed here, got some rose bushes, knockout roses that I just put in a couple weeks ago. Got a orange tree. We're going to see what we can do with that. And then late in the season, a friend had given me, actually, we got some banana peppers that we went to buy some zucchini plants maybe a month or two ago, and the guy had some extra banana peppers that he just didn't even want. He said, just take them. So I put those in, and they've been doing great. I've gotten plenty of banana peppers from them. A friend had actually seeded a bunch of jalapenos, tomatoes, pepper plants back in the back corner there, and then Roma tomatoes. And she decided she didn't want to put them in the ground, so she gave them to me. So I got the, little transplants and put them all in, and they've all went to town. I just extended the garden bed back some back here. I was trying to do that Florida weave, but my poles are kept leaning and falling out. I'm going to have to figure out something better to do with that. Yeah, because I don't think they're going to be strong enough to really hold up all these plants as they get bigger. I got some cantaloupe here that I put in the ground. I actually got that from somebody as a plant. I got seven little small cups from a gentleman who was selling off of Facebook. And these are my pepper plants. Now these guys, they haven't done so great yet, but they have had a rough time. You can see all of this soil down here. This is actually a sand, and we have had some hard rains that just bring basically our yard, pull all the dirt and the clay, the sand, and just push it down. And these guys have gotten buried multiple times, and they just keep on going. So I'm really proud of them. Here's a watermelon plant that I transplanted. I actually have this watermelon bed up here that I had put 7 or 8 plants in, and I did not know this. This is one plant. I had 7 or 8 planted in here, and then I realized this is not going to work out. I can see, and look at this guy and this guy, big guys. But so as they were growing, I started pulling out the plants because that guy was taking over the bed. So as he was taking over the bed, I started moving some of the other plants. Found out that watermelon plants are very fragile. So I successfully moved 4 of the plants. I lost a couple of them. So this guy, each of the 4, it was just a learning lesson, because I found out once you pull them out, and I, dug up all their roots and everything. Once you pull them out, they basically have to go right back in the ground immediately. You can't mess around with, their roots are so gentle and tender. So anyways, got this guy in the ground. He looked like he wasn't going to make it for 4, 5, 6 days. Finally, he started to grow a little, And now we're at the point where he's got himself a baby growing. So we'll have watermelon over here. I also transplanted one just over, just to have it away over in this area. And he's doing okay. And I planted a couple up on the little grass path up there by the house. And those are both doing okay. Nothing much to speak of at the moment, but they're all growing, so they're doing great. Here I got a couple more knockouts and some zinnias. I don't even know. This was all, I went to Lowe's. They had a clearance sale. And so basically anything that was, $1 or $2, I bought. Well, this guy looks like he's going to probably make it, and I got these grasses that are doing okay. These guys here and this guy back here, I'm pretty sure I just lost them. And I do need to, I don't want to strip it, but I do need to come through and weed this. And it's kind of silly. I've just been having a little bit of a struggle about pulling up plants, just not necessarily wanting to hurt things that are growing. I know it's a silly thing, but plants, for me, I think plants, are life. And here I got a spiky plant. He came with that the Lowe's clearance sale. And I just thought he was cool looking. So he was pretty small whenever I got him, maybe about 6 inches or so, and now he's pretty big guy. But yeah, this is the garden we've gotten. That's Max. Max hangs out with me most days in the garden. That willow tree up there has a good story too, because he was actually on the ground after the hurricane, and about half the size that he is now, maybe about 2/3. And my dad just propped him up with a stick there and stood him back up. And we just kind of been babying him. Well, we were babying him for the first month or two, just making sure that he looked good and looked like he was healing okay. And he's taken off, and yeah, just doing amazing. But yep, so that's my garden, and I'm putting this video out because I went looking today to just see other people's gardens and like what kind of stuff they have in them. Do other people keep really clean gardens, or do they have a little bit of everything going on? And so after looking for other people's gardens, I thought, well, I'll put mine out there and share it so that someone will see that there is a crazy lady who just lets everything grow. Oh, this is cool too. This guy, and the other half is over there. One of my daughters gave me for Mother's Day, and I cut it in half and put half there and half there.